Hey everybody, and welcome to the first live podcast with Metrono Ivernan, where I'm going to be talking about a wide range of topics that will be discussed throughout the podcast. The open Hexagon gameplay will start up in a couple of minutes, but for right now, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you will need to know. First off, please be appropriate in the chat. Slow chat is enabled to prevent spam, and my previous live streams have helped me build up a decent blacklist that should prevent a huge list of inappropriate words. Most of the time we won't be reading the chat, but still be appropriate. Second off, my collaborators are going to be talking to me on Discord, so you can go ahead and join the server. The link is in the description. I will not get to you right away though, but please be patient. And after the podcast, we can chat. Alright, so I have one person currently with me right now in the podcast, Unfinished Title, aka Sean. Sean, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Sean. I am one of his friends, and I'm not sure if you should know this, but I'm 14. If you didn't know that,
Uh,
and
okay.
I do things other than YouTube.
What are some of the other things that you like to do?
Draw and play volleyball.
That's interesting. Okay, guys, so the Open Hexagon gameplay, I'm launching it right now. It's going to take half a minute to probably a minute for you guys to get the feed. Because OBS is evil and it's stupid. Sorry for the background noise, because, new cooling system. It's based on fans, not liquid cooling, so you're going to have noisy background noise. I can't do anything about it, sorry. But Sean, what should be the first topic that we should discuss?
We should discuss why fucking Roblox is fucking just trash.
Oh yes. So if you guys didn't know, a month ago or two, 1.5 months ago, I have quit the game Roblox. I have stopped live streaming for it, and I refused to go onto the website ever since. But the reason why I have quit Roblox is, there's, of course, there's several factors that go into why I have quit Roblox. But I think one of the biggest reasons why I quit Roblox is because, of the fact that the YouTubers are like Dan TDM. Dan TDM was one of the first YouTubers who played Roblox, and I'm talking about mainstream YouTuber here. Of course, the most popular Roblox YouTuber at the time, before Dan TDM played it, was Bear Ghost, if I'm correct. But, of course, Dan TDM started playing it in, like, late 2016 or 2015, and then Roblox just took off from there, and of course, it's gotten worse ever since. And because Roblox started to fill up with these little kids that really can't control themselves, I really didn't like that, and I basically just couldn't stand them as in general. And I thought it would just go away, but no, it actually got worse because more Roblox YouTubers started to rise up out of the water, including Dennis, and a couple of others. Dennis is known to be one of the most famous examples, but there are a couple of ones like Albert stuff and all that. But I really don't like these YouTubers, even though they're in my channel recommendations. Yeah, they're evil. I'm hoping to get them off of my recommended channels list and probably have a fresh new selection of channels that are hopefully not as cancerous. But I think another reason why I left Roblox is because of what Roblox did to the game entirely. I think the most infamous event that we can name is let's see. Oh yes, removing tickets. Removing tickets has got to be like one of the worst things that Roblox has done to there we go. I was sorry for you guys who couldn't see the gameplay. I don't know why it wasn't loading. Okay. Sean, would you like to input your opinion on this?
Honestly, for me, it just comes down to the interesting games or not. Because, like, for me, you already know what game I play most. It's Strife. Because that game is pretty fun, you know?
Even
It
though I
actually
hate it.
takes it takes some form of skill, and it's not like, oh, just drag the pizza over here, just drag the pepperonis on
That's
top
one of
of
the
it.
things that I just cannot deal with when it comes to Strife is how complicated it is.
I
So,
like that. I like things that are a little complex and require like practice to do. Because it's like a practice to win instead of those pay to win or fucking pick
yeah, I
certain
do
classes to win.
have to agree. Wins are probably the most annoying things to deal with when it comes to the gaming market. Like, EA is a really good example of one of these companies that uses pay to win a lot, especially EA Sports in games like FIFA and stuff. And it's also very hard to talk while playing a level that's as hard as this. I don't know why I picked this level.
Mm. I
Um,
wonder why you did too.
uh-huh. I know that this wasn't exactly the first live podcast that I was involved before the day this podcast happened. Trey hosted his own live stream. Like, he hosted his own podcast, and we were basically just talking about the most random topics that we could think of. And he was playing Open Hexagon as well. And we were talking about, like, what were some of the things we talked about, like Amazon drones or
Yeah,
something?
and we talked about computer specs.
Yeah, computer specs, like the next Intel CPU processor, like what's after the i7.
And like the new mouse that Razer is making.
Well, I think he said the new computer that Razer is making,
Oh, I heard mouse.
but yeah, he said it Razer Blade, even though it sounded like some hygiene tool. Like, oh my god, like it sounded very punny. Um, okay, I'm choosing a different level. Okay, so, okay, you're, oh my gosh. So, I did say at the beginning of the stream that I would, not read the chat, but sometimes you guys say some of the dumbest things. I'm gonna be honest. Um,
This
I,
level is easy.
yeah, this level's easy. Well, of course, these are V levels. Like, they're the easiest of the batch. I do have a couple of level packs on here, but occasionally I will be quitting and rejoining Open Hexagon because I have to switch packs. Like, I have to drag packs out of the folder and then put new ones in. But let's not talk too much about Open Hexagon because this is not an Open Hexagon live stream. This is supposed to be a podcast. It would help if we did have a couple more guests in here. So if you haven't already, go to my Discord server. The link's in the description. And if you want to be a part of this podcast, all you have to do is just join one of the voice channels and just hope to be moved in. That's all you have to do.
Pretty much.
I think another thing that we should talk about is like what we did before, like what I did before this podcast went live. What happened before this podcast went live? So I'm gonna start off with Sean because I don't know what he did because most of the time he left. So Sean, what did you do before we started this live podcast?
I did multiple things. First off, in the morning, I got dressed and went to grandma's because my mom had work. First of all, I stayed there for about 7 hours, and it was pretty fun. I got to talk to people on Discord. Not you though, because I have other friends. And
What are some of these other friends that you have?
they're school. Some of them were school friends, and others were like people like you, YouTube friends and stuff.
Oh, what are some YouTubers that you are friends with?
They're pretty low key animators, and they're not really that popular, but we're friends and stuff. One of them is called Blondie. I think that's yeah.
Can you please
Blondie.
spell that? Because I'm pretty sure
B-
Oh, Jesus
B
Christ.
L O N D E Y. Blondie.
Oh, I thought he probably had like some unique spelling to his name, because that's
No.
what a whole lot of people do nowadays, is like they take something
Aesthetics.
yes, because aesthetics. um oh, and also you told me earlier that you were at the Home Depot. What were you doing at the Home Depot?
My mom wanted to buy this table, and she wanted to get some outdoor furniture. She got this table with 4 chairs. The chairs were orange, and the table is not really that big, but it has a fire pit inside of it, so it's gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
pretty cool.
speaking of outdoor stuff, where my parents are like buying furniture to build our backyard, because recently we got a couple of we got some new tiling to extend the patio, and we're planning to extend it even more by like, you know, buying some umbrellas and nailing them into the ground, and also have these little nets so that way bugs don't come in it.
Bugs are disgusting.
But enough about, yeah, and of course, but enough about my outdoor furniture. So what happened before before we started the podcast was what I was doing was, well, first off, I was grabbing something to eat because I didn't want to get hungry during the podcast, obviously. So basically, I just grabbed my hot dog toaster and I put in 2 hot dogs in the hot dog buns, so that way it would toast. Well, not that. Yeah. Let's go with toast. Well, it toasts the hot dogs and the buns, so that way it's crispy and delicious. Oh god. And also, I did a couple of house chores before I started, like sweeping the floors. I swept the floors and took out the garbage. And then as soon as I came back, because I told Sly, one of the people who was here earlier, that I would be back as soon as I finished eating. Next thing you know, he left, and I'm just like, what the heck happened? And then Vex was typing in the chat like, oh dude, why can't I join the podcast voice channel? And and the reason why I do that is because I'm very strict about who gets to collab with me in the podcast, because I just don't want chances are some random troll may just join the podcast and then they will just like ear rape and all that stuff. Probably a good example of who's watching the podcast right now of a troll would be Red Ghost. So Red Ghost, if you want to say something in the chat, say hi or whatever. But
he's been like saying, "Say happy birthday to me. Say happy birthday to me."
Oh, well, I think he has said some more inappropriate things than that. Let's be honest. It's like he messed with Pink Ghost. For you guys who are older Metrono Ivernan fans, there used to be this person called Pink Ghost, and she would say some of the most inappropriate things on the stream.
She was like a whore.
Yeah, she was like a hoe, and well, I wouldn't want to say a hoe because it's kind of mean, but that's basically the best way to describe her. And we had to time her out so frequently. Like, it was incredibly insane. But we didn't want to ban her, because, like, she was a regular to the stream, so it's kind of nice to have, like, regular fans on the stream. But eventually, I just couldn't take it anymore, and then I actually banned her from chatting on my live streams because she just wouldn't stop. She wouldn't stop saying inappropriate things, like, you know, basically, she wasn't very child-friendly, to put it at the least. Sorry, I'm focusing too hard. Sean, are you there? Okay, I think Sean is dead. Sean, are you dead?
I'm not. I have to do something real quick, though.
Of course you do. If you guys still want to join the podcast, be sure to go ahead and join the Discord, the voice channel. Just join a voice channel that is available, and we'll probably move you in. And you get to be in the podcast. while Sean is currently away right now, I will be reading a couple of messages from the chat as soon as I die of this, because, you know, I just can't take my eyes off of this open Hexagon shit. But yeah. Okay, so... Well, I can't read it from my second monitor because the text is too small. Could I please join the podcast channel? Maybe. These ghosts are like the Power Rangers. Oh yeah, we should talk about the new Power Rangers movie. Have you guys seen the new Power Rangers movie? I know that Twitch did like a 181 day, like they did all the episodes of the Power Rangers, like the old Power Rangers that came from the 90s, and they were, of course, they had, like, bad acting, ex machinas, you know, basically a ton of bad things, but, you know, I still kind of enjoyed it, but, of course, the Twitch chat had to, of course, ruin everything, because you know how Twitch is, because Twitch, they, like, half of those people are, like, freaking savage animals, to say the least.
Hey!
Welcome, Zly. This is, a person who likes memes, very weird memes for some reason.
I don't.
He's the king of the memes.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
I call you the king of the memes. You have to deal with it. So, Zly is kind of weird in his own ways, but he's still kind of cool friend. And also, he is Belarusian, so English is not his first language, so he'll say some weird things, and I just laugh at it. But
Water of glass is a good meal.
like that, exactly. Like, that's a good example of weird things that he says in English that just don't make sense.
If I want.
I'm gonna turn this up difficulty, because I hate golden ratio on difficulty 1. Golden ratio on difficulty 1 sucks. I like 1.5, it's better. But what should we talk about? Should we talk about how Zlice makes some of the weirdest memes ever? Because, okay, Sean's probably back at Home Depot with his mother.
Actually, you don't know.
Yeah, we all don't know what Sean is doing. Maybe he's just masturbating to some Strife character. I don't know. Because we all know that Sean is a weeaboo. He even admits that he likes to call himself a prepubescent teen who's a weeaboo and all that stuff.
Oh shit, he's like me. Wow.
Wait, you like anime? What types of anime do you like?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch anime at all. Seriously, I never was really interested in anime. I think the closest to anime that I was interested in was probably Pokemon. I mean, that's like the closest thing that I can come to when it comes to anime. But obviously, lots of people can consider anything anime, like Cory the House. For fuck's sake, I don't even know why people consider that an anime. What?
Boku no Pico.
What? Is that some... What does that mean?
It's some anime title. So
I'm back.
Welcome,
So
Sean.
unfinished title can understand this, I guess.
Wanna Pico?
Bono no Pico.
Uno Pico.
Sean is a prepubescent. Sean, stop being prepubescent.
So reaction started.
Yep, the reactions have started.
Boku no Pico is disgusting.
Oh, is it a hentai?
Boku no Pico is a disgusting trap-filled hentai.
Of course it is.
If you don't know what traps are, they're pretty much transgender weeaboo.
Oh my god. Well, that's why I don't watch anime, ladies and gentlemen. It's because of that. But we should really get off the subject of anime before this starts to get too controversial, because if you say one bad thing about anime, people will like hunt you down. Like Filthy Frank does not lie when he says that weeaboos will hunt you down when you like insult anime. Like if you say, Oh, but anime is just a cartoon. Oh, you just triggered a lot of weeaboos. You just triggered a lot of weeaboos
What did he
just
say?
by
What did he
saying
say?
that.
What did he say?
Yeah. So
What?
that was his plan. So yeah. Okay.
So, I'm pretty sure half of you are triggered right now because I just said that. So just deal with it. Uh, so let's talk about the live stream interface, because, just like as a small transition to a different topic, so obviously you guys are seeing a little, waveform spectrum, that's flashing rainbows right now, and that wasn't really hard to make. All I did was just, capture Audacity, and just added like a shit ton of filters on it, and just slapped an image behind it because I used chroma key. That's all I really did to just make that cool, colorful effect. And then I, of course, added the chat overlay, because who doesn't like chat overlays? And of course, add open hexagon gameplay, because it keeps the kids happy, let's be honest.
I'm a kid.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, because you're 17. Actually, I'm going to be turning 17 in a month. What is your guys' birthday? Type in the chat, when is your birthday? My birthday is going to be on May 6th, so that's less than a month away. And, one of the biggest gifts I'm probably going to be getting for my birthday is, Adobe Cloud, because I heard that Adobe Cloud is, like, probably one of the best tools that the human hands can achieve. Like, once you got Adobe Cloud, like, you're set for life. Like, you have potential in becoming, like, famous and shit. What do you use for your thumbnails? So, I'm taking this as a question from the chat. Someone said, what do you use for thumbnails? So, I mainly use GIMP 2.8 to make my thumbnails. I used to use paint.net, until I figured out what GIMP was, and GIMP contained more features that, like Photoshop has, but I plan on no longer using GIMP in a month as soon as I get my hands on Adobe Photoshop, because, like, it's Adobe... It's like because it's Adobe Photoshop, like, you can't get any better than Adobe Photoshop, like, seriously. Although, Zly would agree that there is a place where you could get better than Adobe Premiere. Zly, would you care to tell me what that is?
I can say Adobe After Effects, Photoshop.
I'm going to this.
Oh, okay, Adobe.
Something
Premiere
about
Pro
Sony
just...
Vegas.
Well, wait.
I know you
Premiere
love
Pro...
Sony Vegas.
Sony Vegas just some kind of montage program where you can make some kind of cool videos, right?
Yeah, it's like cool videos. I heard it's like used really popular. It's like really popular to use in like YouTube poops and stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really popular.
It's really popular. Like, people say like Sony Vegas is like one of the best video editors of our generation. But that's debatable. Because
obviously Windows Movie Maker is the best.
Shut up. No, okay, so this is one of the topics that I've discussed about in Trey's live stream yesterday, is which video editor was better. Like, which video editor is the best. And I said Adobe Premiere is the best because many filmmakers actually use Adobe Premiere. Just excuse the background noise. It's just my dogs because they are annoying and they...
After Effects.
Yeah, there's integration with Adobe After Effects, easy integration with Adobe After Effects, and you can import clips from like Final Cut.
By the way, in Sony Vegas, there are also integration with Premiere Pro and After Effects. So, yeah.
Yeah, like
Better.
I do agree that Sony Vegas and Adobe Premiere, they both have like lots of formats that they are compatible with. Um, so like Final Cut Pro is like a really good example of what Adobe Premiere can do. Like, let's be honest, like Final Cut Pro is like Adobe Premiere, except people think it's more simpler because, of course, it's Apple, because Macintosh. But one of the things that makes Final Cut Pro not a really good video editor is the price. I think Final Cut Pro is way overpriced. Well, that's of course because Apple always overprices things because, you know, branded stuff. But I personally would rather get Adobe Premiere than freaking Final Cut Pro. But Sony Vegas is a close tie, though, because I don't know whether I should get that or not. And meanwhile, I'm just focusing really hard on this. Because life. Okay then, so Windows Movie Maker. So Sean thinks that Windows Movie Maker is the best. Windows Movie Maker. Shut up.
It is.
No, it's not. It's not the best. It's
Yes,
not
it
the
is.
best.
It is.
Shut up. It's not the best.
It is.
And I'm going to say why. Well, that's because when I used to have Windows 8 at the time, like, at the time when I had Windows 8, I tried to install Windows Movie Maker so that way I could edit clips and stuff. But once I installed Windows Movie Maker, I basically got a ton of glitches trying to work with it. And then I was looking at the Microsoft website to see why it wouldn't freaking work. And it said that it was supporting Windows Movie Maker until like freaking Windows 7, and I was like, what? Why do people like Movie Maker so much if it's not supported for Windows 8? And that's because a majority of people at the time hated Windows 8, so lots of people like Windows 7. But of course we have Windows 10 now, and I think Microsoft may have made compatibility for it, but trust me, I'm not touching Windows Movie Maker. It's the crappiest piece of software you could ever get, seriously. Well, even though Microsoft makes some good products. Like, Microsoft Word has got to be, like, one of the most important and most necessary applications of our generation. Like, if it weren't for Microsoft Word or Microsoft Suite in general, I think the economy would collapse at this point, because, you know, like, Microsoft Suite is, like, so essential for, like, so many business firms and stuff. Like, I got my parents saying, oh, dude, you should learn Microsoft Word, you should learn Microsoft Excel, you should learn Microsoft PowerPoint, learn Microsoft Outlook, you know, all the stuff that is, like, premium programs and all that shit. Because they're like probably the most useful computer skills that you will ever need to know. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Just learn this Notepad++.
Notepad++. Well, there's a difference between Microsoft Word and Notepad++.
Just use this.
No. That's because
No.
Microsoft Word is, like, used to write essays, papers, and, like, reports and shit. Like, that's what Microsoft Word is mainly used for. Meanwhile, Notepad++ is mainly used for coding. I use Notepad++ to, like, make open hexagon levels and stuff. Like, that's what I use it for, because it helps me read code much more easily by highlighting certain words and values, and it makes life so much more easier for me than if I were to just, like, make code out of Notepad, which I have done for a long time, and it was just ridiculous. of how long I made open hexagon levels using Notepad. Like there's almost no indentation that you could go off of, or it's at least very hard to make indentation. There was no syntax highlighting, so basically you got less legibility. So yeah, if you want to code your own open hexagon levels, you could go ahead and use Notepad if you want to, but I just saying I really don't recommend using Notepad because it's so crap. Meanwhile,
Speaking of coding, I know HTML a little bit now.
yeah,
It's a coding, right?
that's not
I
a
know, right?
language.
Jokes.
Yeah, I was about to say, HTML is not a real coding language. JavaScript is, for sure, but HTML and CSS are not real coding languages. Like, for real.
PHP is a programming language. but
Yeah,
for
PHP is a
servers.
programming language. SQL is a programming language. Python's a programming language. Lua is a programming language. But sure as hell, HTML is not a programming language.
Just some text construction.
It's basically
language, I can
condensed
say.
down to English. That's basically what HTML is. To
No,
put
it's a text construction language or something like this. I don't know how to actually translate this. So yeah.
Yeah. But yet you could still read it as if it were to be broken down English, because I think that's what HTML is tries to shoot for, is simplicity to read. That's why I can do things like client-side hacking. All I could just do is just inspect the elements of certain things, and then since I know a little bit of HTML and JavaScript, I can just easily figure out my way to manipulate the code, so that way I can just change the overall website. Like, for instance, like, there are certain websites that are just really damn annoying. Like, for example, like, there are certain websites that want you to pay for, like, GIFs and stuff, or, like, fonts or whatever. And what I usually do is do something called client-side hacking. It's not really client-side per se, but I can't do server-side hacking. Like, I can't do that. And that's usually where SQL and PHP come in. But I don't know how to do that at all. Like, I just don't know how to do it. But client-side hacking, I hardly do it, but I only use it when desperate times call for desperate measures. Like, again, if a website is trying to prompt me to pay for something, usually I'll try to client-side hack my way around it, so that way I don't have to pay shit. Because, let's be honest, nobody likes to fucking pay for things, am I right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Sean, why do you say no?
Oh, no, I said nope, I do not like it.
You do not like what?
I don't like paying for things.
Oh yeah, I hate paying. Oh, of course. But there is a saying on the internet, well, saying in real life too, like, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Pfft, not unless if you hack. But, of course, certain types of hacking are illegal. Well, most types, I should say. Most types of hacking are illegal. Like, compared to what most people frickin' do, like, what most people do for hacking, mine is just really petty and basic. It's really nothing all that special. Except I just, like, download stuff. Like, I can make my own MP3s from YouTube just using client-side code. It's not all that hard. I just use YouTube's API and, the client-side code and just get MP3s that way, because I remember this popular YouTube to MP3 website, that everyone used to go to. Like, people at my high school would go to this website, and they would just paste in YouTube links, and they would get the link to an MP3 to download and stuff. But, of course, like, I don't know what happened to this website, but for all of a sudden one day, like, I was trying to paste links and try to get MP3s out of it, and it wouldn't give me the MP3s, and I'm just like, what the heck? Why is it not working? So, I was baffled on why this wasn't working, and then a couple months later, the website was giving me this message saying, oh, I'm sorry, our service is unavailable to you. Please try again. And I'm just like, wait, what? What do you mean the service is unavailable to us? So that's basically just meaning that probably YouTube or Google has contacted them, like to say, oh, what you are doing is inappropriate. Oh, inappropriate. Please take this down. And I'm pretty sure they just restricted it so that way it's only available for certain countries and stuff. I mean, it used to be one of the most useful tools for my school because my school has a filter and they like to block things. So if we wanted to listen to a YouTube video or a song, we had to use that converter in order to even listen to it. So that way we don't have to get by this stupid filter. Because the filter at my school sucks. It sucks real bad. Like, you can't play any games on it. And plus, it tracks your location. It tracks your location. Like, that's not creepy at all. But yet, everybody's fine with it, so. Sean, what do you like to say about that? What is your opinion on a school filter such that likes to track your location and restrict you from entering certain websites? And Sean's dead. And I'm dead too. Okay, yep. Sean, are you dead?
I guess he's dead.
Yep, he's dead. Cool. Wah, wah, wah. Alright, I'm gonna be reading another message from the chat, cause why not? Alright. Let's see.
Some people want to join our podcast.
Yeah, I can see a couple of these messages. Have I heard of One Shot? I think I've heard of some of his music before, but I don't necessarily recognize the name per se. But yeah, that's not really a name that's familiar to me. But all right, I think we're gonna be hosting a little mini Q&A. So just so you know, my Open Hexagon gameplay is going to be slightly hindered by this little Q&A because I have to switch back and forth in order to read the chat. Actually, I'll just have the pop-out chat so that way I can read your messages a lot more easily. I should have done this earlier. I don't know why I didn't do this.
And there's more people in the chat.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
But without...
have you heard of pizza rolls? Okay, next question. Clap, clap, clap. Alright. Thanks for the applause, boys.
Great question. Clap, clap, clap.
Can I join the podcast or what? Because right now I thought I got permission. Well, I don't think you joined the thing. You have to join. Okay, so if you want to actually try and at least try to join the podcast, you have to join a voice channel. If you don't join an available voice channel, we can't move you in. So if you want to be part of the podcast, you have to join a voice channel, or otherwise we can't move you in. We can't do anything about it. One shot's a game. One shot's a game. Oh. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
So well,
what we should do is we should, like, every time someone asks a question, then everyone should have a chance to answer.
Yeah, if you guys want to answer some of the questions that we would ask in this live podcast, go. I would like to hear some of your guys' answers. Okay, so I think. All right. Oh my God.
By the way, Metrono, so I need to go to sleep because it's like 4 a.m. for me.
Jesus,
so, yeah.
Man, that is late. Holy crap.
It's normal shit for me.
Of course,
so, yeah.
It is. You're probably high right now.
Actually not. I'm really calm. So yeah.
Wow.
Bye, and
surprising.
This is your podcast.
So let's say goodbye to Zly.
Bye, Zly.
Bye. Everybody in the chat say bye. Okay, that's going to be happening in like 20 seconds. Alright. So that was Sly, ladies and gentlemen. He's known to be one of the famous members in Open Hexagon. We're like good friends and we chat with each other regularly, along with like Prometheum and all that stuff. We're actually like a good trio, even though Sly's kind of like the crazy one. I think you guys would like Prometheum, but Prometheum, I don't think he's online right now, and plus, he doesn't really like to chat, with other people. Like, he would be willing to chat with me, but of course, he wouldn't be willing to chat with other people. He's just, like, scared of other people.
Like me, a 14-year-old.
Metrono shout-out. What the fuck? Okay, and this is what shout-outs do, ladies and gentlemen.
They gave you subscribers or nothing at all.
Yeah, most of the time they don't really give you anything at all. Like, it gives that person subscribers, more than, what you gain, because usually you would gain, like, 1 subscriber out of it. Meanwhile, they gain tons of subscribers and stuff. So I don't really see how much it would benefit me to do a shout-out to, like, a random stranger. I used to do that in my old live streams, though, where I would sometimes host this thing called a shout-out hour, and what I used to, you remember that, right? And what I used to do was I would say, okay, shout-out hour has begun, and people would type in the chat saying, Metrono, shout me out, and usually I would shout out their name, and of course they would like it. But I kind of found that idea to be a terrible idea, because people didn't really get the shoutouts they deserved, and some people try to ask for multiple shoutouts, even though I already gave them a shoutout. Like, they would like ask multiple times. Like, if you already got 1 shoutout, you just best be lucky. Like, I wouldn't give you another shoutout. That's just plain ridiculous.
The good old days of Metrono's channel.
The good old... I wouldn't really like to call my Roblox days the good old days, because I'm pretty sure for new fans that come over onto the Metrono Ivernan channel, they'll probably think that my Roblox gameplay is just ridiculous or stupid, because, of course, Roblox has really downpoured for the past year that it has been up. And guess who started it all? I'll give you a hint. It's Dan TDM. Dan TDM, fuck you for starting it all.
Hacking into Roblox accounts one-on-one.
Yeah, clickbaity. Yeah, whoever participated in that stupid John Doe clickbait shit really must be fucking retarded, because, like, I'm going to go a little bit of a rant here. But seriously, I really hate people who do clickbait. Like, Albert's stuff is a good example of a person who does clickbait in order to become popular. Those people just piss me off. Like, I hate to see how, like, clickbait videos do better than if a video had good content in it, basically. Like, a shitty clickbait video would do better than a video that actually had quality content in it. Like, it's so bullshit, because you expect that, people with the better quality would get the more views, become more successful than, you know, the clickbait videos. But that's not how YouTube works. Instead, if you like to clickbait, like, with sneaky little tag phrases like gone sexual or gone wrong, you will technically get more clicks, and but you will get a lot of hate, though, but you still gain lots of popularity. I don't know what it is with YouTube, but I think, just with how the YouTube community works, I think, like, one of the only ways that you can become popular nowadays is just by doing something really controversial that everyone would hate. Like, I used to do something like that, and that got a lot of views. You guys remember my Roblox Club Sanity video, right, that I did over a year ago? That
Yeah.
was my that is my most popular video of all time on the Metrono Ivernan channel. Of course, I've unlisted it because it was just a really bad video. I just could not stand having content like that on my channel anymore. It did use clickbait, I'll be honest, it did use clickbait, but I didn't use clickbait intentionally like most YouTubers do. I used clickbait as a joke. I used it as satire, because, of course, I was making a parody of how most YouTubers use clickbait in their videos, and then I made the content really bad on purpose. The whole video was just satire, but of course, everybody took the video too seriously. Like, they didn't really see it as satire. They really thought it was a legitimate video. And that is just where it's like, okay, this is crossing the line. I mean, I'm getting like 100,000 views on this video, but if this is just gonna call to these bad measures and will tarnish the future of the Metrono Ivernan channel, it's just not worth it. So I had to unlist that video. It was, and it's worth it unlisting that video. I mean, I would still be gaining subscribers today if I were to not have taken down that video, but yet again, I would still be getting a lot of hate, and nobody would take me seriously, like, because...
Hey, guys, I have a controversial topic.
What is that?
Whether the penny should be removed or
What is
not.
what?
The penny should be removed or
penny?
not?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
What?
The penny, if it should be removed from national currency.
Why would you say that?
People think that the penny should be removed.
I did not hear anything.
Yeah, sure, let's just remove the $1 bill.
I said the penny.
Why?
I don't
You're
really-
making a-
I don't really think that the penny should be removed. I mean, it is the smallest form of currency, and I mean, if you try to remove the smallest form of currency, that's just ridiculous. That means the currency would have to implement by 5s instead of 1s. But if there were to be a piece of currency that were to be removed, I would have to say... Alright, I'm actually kind of thinking this one through. I would have to say the dime. I feel like the dime should be the currency that is going to be removed. Because, first off, it's the tiniest coin out of them all, so they're really easy to lose. And second of all, I feel like it's just a weird number. Like, you know, like you have a coin that's worth 1 cent, a nickel, which is worth 5 cents, and then the quarter, which is worth 25 cents. And I just mean a dime, which is worth 10 cents. I just feel like that would just be pointless. I'd rather have 5 nickels than 2 dimes in a nickel. I just feel like that just makes things more complicated.
It's
But-
kind of funny because most of the pennies currencies are based on size, and you just have the dime, and it's just like really small, even though it's
It's
worth
the
10 cents.
smallest of the coins.
Which is funny.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I also have a... Wait, I'm gonna go on the internet and look up a thing. Wait, I'll be back.
Alright, so meanwhile Sean's doing some internet research. We are starting to we are starting to head to the end of the podcast. Because we can't hold on to a podcast for a very long time. Because it's not like a Roblox live stream where I could just go on for hours playing games. Cause
Here it is. Conversation starters.
no, we're not doing that. No, most conversation starters are completely stupid.
What is one thing weird about you?
One thing that is weird about me, well, it's probably the fact that I'm playing this. This is probably one weird thing about me, and the fact that I'm so good at it.
Alright, as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that actually is a hard question. That's a really hard question. That's because what I wanted to be when I grow up as a child constantly changed throughout my lifetime. Like, what I always wanted to be when I grew up, constantly changed. Like, I didn't have one job to focus on. But now I'm starting to get to that point in my life where I'm starting to narrow down my selection to, like, a couple of career choices. I mean, I'm down to a very narrow selection, like 3 to 5 jobs now. But hopefully once I graduate from high school, I'll be able to get one job down and hopefully do that for the rest of my life.
Jimmy, what do you want to be
biggest
when you...
fear?
Wow.
What is your biggest fear?
Biggest fear, huh? So my biggest fear, Lenny faces. Lenny faces freak me out. I hate Lenny faces with a passion. They scare me. They scare me because people just spam them everywhere. Like, why?
But
So
what about
that's
pizza
why
rolls?
they piss me off. I wouldn't really be scared of pizza rolls, but I would say, like, that's my trigger word. Like, you know how people get triggered and stuff? Or when someone makes that sound, that's also a trigger for me.
If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it not be?
What would it not be?
Candy.
What kind of question is that? Asparagus, without a doubt. Asparagus. I hate asparagus.
No,
Like-
on the contrary, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's actually a hard question. Let's see. Avocado, guacamole. Guacamole and chips. Because technically they go together as one food.
Yeah, sure.
Guacamole and chips, I would have to say that would be my answer. Because there's a reason why I love making guacamole. It's because it fills up your hunger. It really satiates your hunger. Like, you know, I always am constantly hungry. Like, sometimes I go on a hunger strike and just eat anything I can find in the kitchen. But if I, like, make guacamole or something like that, because it has a lot of fats in it, usually after eating, like, one large avocado, I'm just set. Like, I'm done. I'm ready for the day. Meanwhile, if I were to, like, eat a bag of chips, I just eat, like, almost the whole entire bag, and yet I would still be like, I'm still hungry. I need more food. That's but if I also had to bring a beverage with me for my to drink for the rest of my life, it would have to be milk. I used to hate milk.
We need some milk.
Shut up. I used to hate milk in my early childhood. I would refuse to drink, like, cow's milk. I refused to drink it because I thought it tasted horrible. So I refused to drink it for quite a long time. The only time I would actually drink milk during my early childhood is if it were in cereal. Like, that would be the only time I would drink milk. But other than that, I would hate drinking milk. But over time, I gotten used to the flavor, and now I can just drink it just fine now. In fact, I actually love drinking milk when I'm thirsty. Don't take that in the wrong way, of course.
Do you believe in luck?
In certain cases. Like the lottery, of course, because that's what luck focuses on. Lottery games, of course there's luck. But for something like Open Hexagon, for example, it depends on the level. Some levels are luck-based, some are skill-based. Like, the level I'm playing right now is a skill-based level, it's not a luck-based. And obviously I'm doing well at it, because you need skill for this. But meanwhile, a game like poker, you gotta be pretty damn lucky, or you gotta have some good... Well, technically, poker is a combination of luck and skill altogether.
It depends on what you do with the luck you have.
Yeah, but I feel like for half the time though, I really don't believe that luck is a thing. Just only in certain scenarios is luck really a thing. But yeah. Just so you know, guys, we're nearing the end of the podcast, because again, like, this is not like a Roblox live stream. Like, we can't live stream this for hours. There's only so much that we could talk about in a stream before it just gets really tiring, and it's just like, oh my gosh, okay, I just want to stop streaming. So if I want to stop streaming, I'll stop streaming and usually give a nice little outro. So I'm pretty sure many of you guys have missed me doing live streams, because it's been almost over a month since I streamed live for you guys, because like the last thing, like the previous thing that I've streamed live was like me quitting Roblox, and after that I didn't stream for a long time until now. I'm pretty sure, but do you guys would like for me to stream Gmod, or do you guys want me to continue streaming live podcasts and talking about certain topics? Type in the chat yes, a live podcast or Gmod. That feedback would be really useful to me. But meanwhile, I am running out of levels to play on Open Hexagon, because there's... Oh my god. Adrian, shut up! Sorry, that was my dog. She sometimes barks at the most randomest of times. Like half of the time, she would just sit out in, like, at the front of the house. She would look at the front window of the house, and if she sees a stranger passing by the front of her house, she would bark at them, like, and she'd bark for, like, a good minute or two. So basically, this was, like, happening, like, every 30 minutes to an hour or so, because the people in our neighborhood like to go outside a lot. They love going outside. So our, like, Adrian would not, like, bark every 30 minutes to an hour. And, it just annoys the crap out of me. Like, oh my god. Like, that's why I yelled shut up to her, because I just cannot stand it when she barks. It's especially during, like, filming a commentary video, like, I'd be saying my line, for a commentary videos, and then all of a sudden Adrian barks, and then I have to redo the line because Adrian just interfered with my with my sound recordings and stuff.
Off topic, but once I was watching one of your videos, and you were trying to say something, and you were yelling pretty loudly, and then this guy, he came into your room and said, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh yeah.
Hey, LeMayo. Funny name, LeMayo.
Oh yeah. I actually don't remember that video. I actually don't remember that. Well, I don't think he necessarily said shut the fuck up, but he did tell me to, like... Oh, you're talking about my dad. Yeah, sometimes if I speak too loud, like, if I shout or scream, my dad will bust in through this door, and he will tell me, shut the fuck up. Or I swear to God, I will punch you in the face, or something like that. But...
When your brother's girlfriend is named Adrian, and Metrono tells
Shut
Adrian
up.
to shut up.
Well,
Amazing.
Yeah. Alright, well, I don't have any siblings, but... Okay, guys, I think this is going to be the end of our first live podcast. That's a lot of Open Hexagon gameplay. Okay. Live podcast, Gmod. Okay, so we got some Gmod people, and we got some live podcast people. So we kind of got a tie between, Gmod and, podcast. So we'll probably be streaming both of them, but just so you guys know, I won't be streaming Gmod as often as probably these live podcasts. And I won't be streaming on Fridays. The only reason I was able to stream this Friday is because today is Good Friday, so,
he had no school.
I had no school, so everything was cool beans. So, I was able to make some time to do a live podcast for you guys, but I think I will probably be doing them on Saturdays, because, again, my Saturdays have freed up because my ACT prep is over. Although, I don't know what times I will exactly be starting them with. I will hit you guys up with that on Twitter. On Twitter, I'll give you guys like a normal scheduling time of when I'll start these live podcasts. But in the meantime, just stick around, follow me on Twitter. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to the Unfinished Title, aka Sean, who has been here most of the stream. I wish I could say subscribe to Zly, but one, he isn't here, and two, he has a bunch of accounts. But if you want to subscribe to one particular account he has, just go onto my channel and just look on my friends list on the right hand side, and you'll find him there. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this live podcast. I really had a whole lot of fun with this. And alright, I'm going to... Alright, this is Metrono Ivernan signing out. Bye-bye.
Have a beautiful day.